So hello, welcome back to Gumides Coins and Banknotes, and in today's video we are looking at the coins of Egypt, and these are the coins issued by King Faud, and he reigned between 1917 and 1936. Obviously he took over after his brother passed away, and his name was Hussein Kamal, and he in turn passed away in 1936, and the person who took over from him was his son King Farouk, and he was the last monarch of Egypt. So these coins were issued in various metals. So the two smallest ones, the half and the 1 millimeters, were in bronze. Then we have the 2.5, 5 and 10 were in copper and nickel, and the higher coins from 2 piastres, which I've only got one, the 5 piastres, were issued in silver, and they also issued ever higher denominations of 20, 50 and 100 quersh or piastres in gold. So, and they also issued a 500 piastres as well, which is pretty hard to get. So these coins are quite simple. All you have is the denomination, and it just has the country's name. So Kingdom of Egypt, 10 piastres or 10 quersh in Arabic. So we have two date figures. We have the Christian date and the Islamic date. So it's 1924. So for the base metal coins, that's the first year. For the silver coins, the first year was minted in 1920, and for the gold coins, we have 1922 for the 100 quersh or £1, and the 500 quersh or £5. So, and there are two different varieties you're going to get with these coins. So here we have the 1924 and 1929, and the only difference, if you turn over to the front of the coin, so the front of the coin always has the portrait, is that the effigies are slightly different. He does have a fez on top of his head. This one looks a little bit older than that, so this one looks a bit younger, but you can see that on the earlier coins he's facing right, on the later coins he's facing left, so that's the only difference. And the inscription's the same, just as his name and the King of Egypt. So that's basically nothing different, although the calligraphy on these coins is actually a bit different. So that's the calligraphy there. So Arabic is known for its different styles of calligraphy, which they use it more promptly than in Latin countries. Chinese also has different styles of calligraphy, which they use on, not really on their writing, mainly on coins. So the smallest coin you're going to get is this half a millimeter should I say, and it's from 1924, has a mintage of 3 million, and if you get it in high grade like this, although this one does have scratches underneath the bust, which does decrease the value, but in this condition without the scratches, probably paying about 30 to 40 bucks. So in this condition, probably about 20. They just don't seem to be as common, and a lot of them are in high grade, and I doubt it very much many of these survived, and if they did, they probably didn't see that much circulation. That's just what I've seen from eBay sales. Okay, the 1 millimeter seems to be more common. It's a larger coin. It is a bronze coin. It is 4.3 grams and 23 millimeters in diameter, 1.3 millimeters thick. And the mintage is quite a lot higher than the half millimeters, which I just showed before. So we've got two coins here, 1932. This one has a mintage of 2.5 million. And then we have 1935. This one has a mintage of 80 million. And the population in Egypt at the time is roughly about 15 million. So most of these coins, they did not produce enough for the entire population. So it just indicates to me that a large part of the population either using older coins, and coins circulate quite a long time, or they just didn't use cash in the first place. So, and cash was probably just in the build-up areas. A lot of rural areas probably didn't have cash as we know it today, but they probably would have had silver and gold, probably more in the bullion value. So these are also well circulated, indicating that they lasted quite a long time in circulation, and these probably circulated up into the issuance of the Republic coins in the 1950s. So the two weirdest coins that they did issue, these two, the 2 and the 2.5 millimeters. So we got 1929, and 1929 is the last year of issuance of 2 millimeters. They don't seem to have worried about issuing 2 millimeters after this, and it's also the smallest of the copper nickel coins at 2.5 grams and 80 millimeters. And once again, we just have the name, so the denomination down below. We have Kingdom of Egypt above, and on the other side we just have portrait of King Faud the First. Now the mintage 42 piastres is 3.5 million. So most of the ones that I see are actually in this grade, pretty poor condition. They sell for about $5 to $10 still. So now the 2.5, which is also a single year issue of 1933, and it's also a 8-sided coin. So I'm not too sure why they issued a 2.5 and not reissued a 2 millimeters. Has to be something, I don't know, with whoever was in charge at the time. Although it is half a 5 millimeters, so that could actually explain it. The vintage is 4 million. So in this condition, you can pick them up for about $10. So that's what these coins are going for. Once again, shop around. If you get one for less than $10, I'd definitely snap it up. And I've got 2 of them here, and I just keep them because I just find these coins quite interesting. Okay, another common coin of the time. It's a 5 millimeters. So we have a 1934 and 1924, should I say, 1935. So as for mintage figures, the 1935 is minted in Heaton, so you should be able to find a H mint mark somewhere on the actual coin. And yeah, I can't find it. It might be on the portrait. No, it's got to be somewhere on this side, probably somewhere near the rim. Anyway, the 1935 is a mintage of 8 million. So, and in this condition, which is EF, they still cost at least $5 to $10. And then we have the 1924. So this is a single year issue. The other coin had a mintage also 1929 and 33. But 1924, the mintage is 6 million. So obviously with a population of about 14-15 million, there's not enough coins to replace those in circulation. And this coin, in this condition, you're probably paying at least $10 to $20. It is pretty high grade, and all the coins of Farouk seem to be pretty expensive in this type of condition. So not surprised, because the mintages are quite low, especially when you compare it to population, and they circulated quite well. Not only that, they also probably didn't survive well. Okay, so then we have 1924, so that's the 10. So these have a lot lower mintage of only 2 million for the 1924. So that's really not enough for the actual economy itself. So here's another 1924. And this one's still circulated grey, probably. This one's probably in fine conditions. This one's probably very fine. So I can see that the cheeks are pretty much flat. So that's what you're gonna find when you get these coins. Okay, as for the later coins from 1929 to 35. So 1929 at a mintage of 1.5 million. And here we have 1933, also 1.5 million. And this one was minted in Budapest, so the Budapest is underneath the date. And this one was minted at Heaton, and Heaton is underneath the Arabic date, or the Islamic calendar. And as you can see, once again, these did see extensive circulation based on the wear on the coins. And I've only got one silver coin, and the style is quite different than the base metal. To separate it from the base metal coins, because when they're new, they look pretty similar in colour. So what we have on the 5, so it just says Kingdom of Egypt in the front. You have the denomination and the date 1923. So a bit earlier than the 1924 that he issued earlier. But the portrait on these coins is the same as those used on the base metal coins, and also the fonts as well. So there's no real difference here. Now, the only thing you've been looking for is high grade coins, because the mintage of these are actually quite low. The 1923, the mintage of 800,000. Now I suspect majority of those did not survive, because the silver value in this one's about $9.60. Then you got 1923H with 1.8 million. And this one down below, you can see it has the mint mark H. So let's see, 1.8 million. And still in this condition, you'll be paying at least $25. So not a cheap coin to get. And really, you shouldn't be paying less than the actual silver value of $9.60. And then you got fees, probably about 20%. So it's about $12, really. And I would say you probably wouldn't be paying less than at least $15 for one of these coins, and even that's probably in poor condition. Okay, and then you got other coins, 1929 for 800,000, 1933, 1.3 million. So really not a highly minted coin. Obviously, majority of the population probably have never seen this, because first of all, there was not enough coins to go around for each individual person. And the high value coin, especially when you're only earning probably equivalent to $1 now a day, which would indicate that we're at most population of the country at the time was quite poor. Now, as for the exchange rate, you needed 97.5 piastres to £1. So this one, equivalent to 0.05 of a pound, so roughly about 5 cents. Okay, so this coin here is worth 2.4 pence, because it's 1/1000 or 1/100, so to say. And this one is worth 5 times that, so you go 2.4 pence times 10, it's 24. So this is equivalent to roughly 12 pence, which is about 1 shilling. And in 1920, the UK reduced the silver content of the coins, so the 1 shilling was about $8.66, and after 1920 it was $4.60. So this had a higher value than the UK coins pretty much all the time. So anyway, I hope this helps you with your Egyptian coins. Not a bad series, they're quite plain. If you're interested in the country's history or just collecting Egypt at all, these are the coins that you need to get. So the next series we're going to look at is the coins of his ancestor, predecessor, whatever you want to call him, Mr. King Farouk. So he issued coins of a similar type. Thank you very much. Have an awesome coin banknote collecting time, and take care.